Hi Megan, I am just going to take a look at your thing here and give you a little bit of feedback. I like that you included the crop marks here with the bleed and all that. That's great. If you want to have a true bleed on this cat picture, we do need the top of that picture to go all the way to the bleed line, which would mean that it would go all the way up to this top line. So that green and that ear should be cutting off up here. So just one small thing. This logo is pretty nice. I like this. This graphic is a little choppy. Not sure if it's supposed to look like that. It doesn't look terrible, but maybe, if you did an Illustrator trace, maybe finding a little bit higher resolution image to trace off of would be good. Okay, and also, let's see. So this contact font could be moved down just a little bit. Just maybe like right here, right above this. And I would just keep this the same color that you already have going on all of your text, just to keep it consistent. Get rid of this period, obviously. Maybe move this up a little closer, and then just center this text in this brown space right here. So just make sure it's centered in that brown space. And this closer and this closer. This looks good. It's a little closer on that side than it is on the top than it is on the bottom, but not a huge deal. Eligibility, I would move that up just a little bit closer because there's kind of a disconnect between our services and eligibility. I would just move it up and then make a little bit more room between the who qualifies, this first line here, and this line. Like this amount of space between is good, and if you could just keep that consistent throughout with the lines that you're using, I would do that. I would maybe remove this line actually, because it seems like the lines are mostly underneath the kind of headline thingies that you have here. Yeah, so how to apply? I would leave this, I would bring this back to the same color as what you have on these other fonts. And I would make sure that you're using the same font size, same font style, same font color, same leading, which means the spacing between the lines on all of these. And if you're going to center align it, keep it all centered. If you're going to left align it, keep it all left aligned. Or if you're going to justify it, keep it all justified. Just to keep that consistency throughout all of the panels. You did the bleed correctly on this kitty image, and that's really cute. Cute kitty image. I would just make sure that this border is the same width throughout. It looks a little skinnier on this side. And maybe it should be the same thickness as on this page just so you have that consistency again, just keeping that consistent. And then I also noticed, like down here, this gets a little confusing because you have Eastside Animal Hospital off to the left right here. And maybe this is, you wanted to have this next to this, but you could put this up here maybe and then just move everything down. And then how to apply our services, similar fonts, but I think they should be the same size too. This might be a little too big. Maybe you'd make it closer to this size. And then are you using that same font on this page? So maybe you're using it here. So I would make sure that every time you use these that, they're the same size. And then even with these little headline subheads, make this font exactly the same as, this font and this font and this font. And then this font and, this font maybe could be the same, or, I think that they are, but just keeping that consistency in size, style, paragraph, treatment, all of those things are helpful in just kind of tightening up your design. And then even with this little quote is good, but you could move it down and just center it inside of this box that is this kind of brown box that's down here. So this might be tapped down a little bit. If this was on one line smaller, there'd be room for this graphic up here maybe, and then you could have how to apply on one line, and then maybe just left align everything or center align everything, because this is left align, this is center, this is center. Looks like these are centers, so just keeping it consistent, maybe just keeping it all left aligned, and maybe the same width of columns as well, just to keep it super. Consistency is key, right? It brings harmony to the piece and makes the front and back cover kind of tie together really well and look like a complete harmonious design, basically. But I do think I just because I'm nitpicking it doesn't mean that I don't think it's a good design. It just needs a little bit of tightening up, and it takes a little bit of practice to get used to looking at a design and being like, oh yeah, this is where I can, tighten things up a little bit. And so that's just, definitely not saying that it's a bad design. I like it. I think you did well, and I do think that this could actually be used by the Highline Spay and Neuter Clinic, honestly. I think it's a great design, and it has a couple really cute pictures of pets. So I think it looks great. I just think it needs a little bit of refinement. But otherwise, yes, very good job. So and I'm glad you're getting caught up. Okay, we'll talk to you later.